Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 245 of the best bits of the Atom Radio Breakfast Show podcast. And this is Mark Denholm. And today, when this launches, and I appreciate it's a podcast and you can listen to it any time, but this launch is on Saturday, the 25th of November, which means we are exactly a month away from Christmas. Woohoo! On the way this week, we've got a very, very late library book. We've got cyclists who never break the rules, top policies to implement for popularity. Beware the people of England. We've got Black Friday, beware. And we've got a poor, hard done by YouTuber as well. Oh, bless her, cotton socks. Trying to explain rules and a policy with no logic that make no sense. And words that are difficult to say. All that and more on the way in the podcast.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
A lady has returned a library book. Why is that news, you ask? Well, the library book was borrowed in 1978. An anxious book lover in Blackpool originally borrowed Tolkien's Word, a publication about the famed fantasy novelist, in March 1978. It was supposed to be a 3-week loan, but it came lost in the clutter of her home in Lancashire, and it resurfaced when she was having a clear out. Shocked staff at the town's library when she apologetically returned it a bit late, more than 4 decades after it was supposed to be brought back. They were somewhat shocked by this. Date stamped in the book showed that it was due back on March the 13th, 1978, and it finally got returned last week. Wow. Due to the extraordinary length of time that has passed, staff at the library reassured the woman she would not be fined, as it has stopped charging users for overdue books back in April of 2019. That's a bit of a lucky escape, because I don't know how much that would have been, if I'm honest, in terms of the fine, based on being that late. I just don't know. Anyway, what I want to know today is, what have you borrowed and either forgotten to give back or kept for way longer than you ever intended to borrow it? On air at atomradio.co.uk. That's my email address on a Monday morning. Today, for the things that you borrowed and either forgotten totally to give back or kept far longer than you intended to. On air at atomradio.co.uk for a Monday morning to get in touch.
This is Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
Atom Radio.
You know how cyclists never break rules? Well, this day 9 years ago, Jeremy Vine was stopped on his way to work by police with a speed radar gun, travelling at 16 miles an hour through Hyde Park. The speed limit is 5 miles an hour. Cyclists, of course, never break the rules.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
Morning then, Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Welcome to Monday. If you're planning on going to Ethiopia, you are time travelling. The Ethiopian calendar is said to be 7 years behind the rest of the world. Oh, how? The only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once, says Albert Einstein. I'm more concerned how Ethiopia can be 7 years behind the rest of the world.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Look out on your drive. What colour is your car? Well, it seems that the most favourite colour car is black, followed by blue, grey, red and silver. Very popular for car choices.
Mark Denholm at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
We are doing Top 5 Tuesday today, and it's widely expected that the Chancellor Jeremy Hunt will announce tax cuts tomorrow in his autumn statement, following Rishi Sunak paving the way yesterday. Many, though, are seeing this as just a way of an unpopular government trying to look popular ahead of a general election year next year. Today, I want to know, if you are in government, what policy would you implement in order to try and make you a more popular government? And number 5, fair pay for nurses and doctors. And number 4, ban MPs from second jobs so we know that we're actually earning their taxpayer-funded salary. And number 3, the return of Eat Out to help those who can't afford to eat. And number 2, and it was only just kept off number 1, and there were 2 votes for this as well, a 4-day working week. And the winner, the top 1, today on Top 5 Tuesday, of things you would implement to make your government more popular. First pint free on a Friday after work, just like Eat Out to Help Out, but instead you get a first pint free. It helps publicans and it makes the nation happy.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Beware, people of England. They are very, very wary. Firstly, because in Wales it's been voted to shorten the school summer holidays by a week. They were 6 and now they are 5. school children in England are saying, oi, wait a minute, we don't want that, and they're a bit worried by that. And in other news as well, Spain's anti-braking devices detect if drivers slow down before or speed up after a fixed camera location. You know, where you got the speed cameras and that, you know, in the yellow boxes and everything. Well, in Spain, they put in anti-braking devices as well to detect whether you slow down just before the camera, so you make sure you pass the camera within the speed limit and then accelerate away. People in England are now worried that perhaps that may be coming to England as well. Driving certainly isn't as much fun as it once was, I'll give you that.
This is Mark Denholm
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
BBC yesterday confirmed that Top Gear is axed. It has really been axed since 2015, since Clarkson, Hammond and Bay left. And Lad Baby say they will not go for Christmas #1 this year by not releasing a song. Be grateful for small mercies.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
It's Black Friday week, and Black Friday, the day itself, is on Friday. And it's supposed to be a day where there are huge savings to be had, but that's not actually true. Just 2% of Black Friday deals are actually at their cheapest on Black Friday. Research shows 98% of Black Friday deals are cheaper at other times of the year. Today, therefore, I want to know, what is something that you bought on Black Friday thinking, yeah, what a bargain, and it's turned out it really wasn't a great purchase after all. In all the hype and the excitement of Black Friday, what is something that you thought, yeah, must have, but now you're thinking, that was actually a waste of money after all? On air at atomradio.co.uk, my email address this throughout Wednesday morning.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast. Podcast.
Here I am doing this show, right? And I do it every day. And am I complaining that it's hard? Am I complaining that there's pressure? No. Morning Sophie Hedon is a YouTuber, Sophie. Sophie says people underestimate the pressure of being a YouTuber. Listen, love, you've got 1.4 million subscribers. You're making a fortune for posting a few makeup and that videos. It's not pressure. It's hardly like being a brain surgeon, is it? Or, you know, being a lawyer. Not that kind of pressure, Sophie. Get a grip.
This is Mark Denholm.
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
Today I am asking for things that you've been caught out doing that you'd rather not have been caught out at all doing. And it's happened to all of us at some stage, hasn't it? And you're thinking, damn, why did I get caught doing that? Well, I don't know that it's happened worse than has happened to Rob. Morning, Rob, and thank you for your email. Rob says, I was house sitting for a friend and his girlfriend. They were on holiday and there was some problem with their flight, and they'd messaged me to say, we're not going to be back tomorrow after all. We're now going to be back on Sunday. Is it all right if you stay another day and look after the cat? So I messaged back, yeah, of course it is, no problem. I'd gone out on the Saturday to grab myself a takeaway and I'd got wet in the rain. So when I got back in, I stripped down and I was just sat on the sofa, having eaten my takeaway. I was just sat on the sofa in just my boxer shorts, not expecting them to arrive home, open the door and walk in, and there's me just sat there in my boxer shorts on their sofa watching telly. Well, at least you kept your boxer shorts on, eh? Could have been a lot more embarrassing if you'd gone one further level of naked, couldn't it, Rob? But thank you so much for getting in touch today, and have a lush Thursday, my friend.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast. Podcast.
And there is a story about Brown's Banger. Last night I played him Yes, An Owner of a Lonely Heart, and I said, is that a Brown's Banger? And he said no. I played him the remix, Max Graham versus Yes, An Owner of a Lonely Heart. Is that a Brown's Banger? And he said yes. So I move on and I play him America and A Horse with No Name. Is that a Brown's Banger? No. I then played him the dance remix of America and A Horse with No Name. Is that a Brown's Banger? No. You see, and there's where the problems come in choosing Brown's Bangers. But we're done for 2023 now with the regular Brown's Bangers, and we move on with Brown's Festive Bangers, which they don't follow what Richard would call the Brown's Banger policy. But as we discovered yesterday, the policy doesn't even follow its own rules anyway. So, yeah, at least the headache's done for 2023. Morning, though, Richard. And have a lush Friday.
This is Mark Denholm.
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
Being I was going to say the grammar police, but it's not the grammar police, is it? It's the pronunciation police is what we're being today. because I want to know words that either you are guilty of mispronouncing or others are guilty of mispronouncing, because when chatting to someone yesterday, they said a couple of times, probably. And it's not probably, it's probably. And yeah, I'm with that. Probably. Or probs. If you can't say it, just say probs. Well, yeah, probs tomorrow. You see, sorted. What I want to know today is what words either of you mispronounced or has someone else mispronounced to you on air at atomradio.co.uk. And now I'm conscious of how I say this because Greg says jewellery. And now I'm conscious of how I say this. And in fact, I've actually looked this up. And the mispronunciation of the word will be jewellery, right? But I'm okay, I think. Jewellery is how you actually say it. But then, no, I think I'm wrong. Jewellery. I think I'm wrong, according to the... I've actually looked this up because when Greg sent that, I thought, well, I don't really know how to pronounce it correctly, if I'm honest. Therefore, I don't want to get it wrong. And maybe I have. I don't know now. But yeah, jewellery is the way that you should say it. And morning, Rick. Happy Friday to you. Library is the word that my ex always used to say when we're at university. I'll meet you in the library is what she'd say. And I think I'm wrong again there too, because it's not apparently library, it's library. Yeah, I think I might be wrong on this, and maybe I've shot myself in the foot by doing this, but thank you though for your email and have a lush Friday.
Mark Denham.
At breakfast. Podcast.
All right, come on. Can we go back to the YouTuber who says people don't understand the pressure? Okay, so let's just talk for a moment, if we can, about being a YouTuber. She makes beauty videos and that on YouTube. So she's basically sat in front of a camera and a mirror, I'd imagine, just talking to you about her beauty routine. I will be honest, I've never watched her channel. But I'm thinking of me here. I get up very early and I do a breakfast show 5 days a week. I'm thinking of other people. Chris Moyles gets up very early, does a breakfast show 5 days a week. And other people do as well. And are we moaning about the pressure? No. And the other thing is as well, she's recording her YouTube video, so if she messes up, she gets a chance to go back and redo it. Those of us doing radio, no, that chance isn't there. So yeah, I think, if I'm honest, like 1.4 million subscribers, I don't know the ins and outs of your finances, but I'm betting you'll be making a tidy sum from that. Therefore, in terms of the pressure you're under, suck it up, buttercup. There's my top tip to you. Thank you for checking out episode 245 of the Atom Radio Best Bits podcast. What can you do next? Well, you can listen Monday to Friday, 6 till 10 on atomradio.co.uk, Radio Box, tune in, as well as your smart speaker as well, and your mobile. Plenty of ways to listen. Don't forget as well to subscribe.
Mark Denham.
At breakfast. Podcast.